Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Banana Island Living. Today is going to be so interesting because I've got maybe my doppelganger or whatever the word is. Her name is Sade too. I am Sade. But before we do anything else, before we start getting comfortable, look at where you'll get your podcast from. Make sure you subscribe. Go to our website. Go to our Instagram page, Banana Island Living, Twitter, banana_living. And just let us know how you feel. If there's a topic you want us to deal with, if you've got an opinion, anything, do so. Get in touch. Now I've got a very good friend, and let me let her say hello, and then you'll see.
Hello, everyone.
Do you want to introduce yourself?
Okay, my name is Sade Doherty.
Two Sades.
Yes, two Sades, yes.
Now, try and see if you can find out who's speaking at any one time, because people say we sound alike. Now, I don't know. Now, Sade Doherty is a legal practitioner with over 40 years experience. I mean, check that out. In private legal practice, she specializes in corporate law and investment transactions, company administration and meetings, commercial law generally, property, she's very good on property, administration of estate matters, wealth transfer practice. And one of the reasons I really wanted to speak to Sade today was all the different things she's got going on. First thing is she's an amazing person when it comes to safeguarding. And we've been talking about children and safeguarding, and she sits on the family court. That's one of her other handles. I don't know where she finds the time, but first of all, tell me about your getting involved with the family court.
I've been a family court assessor for many years, and the family courts are under the aegis of the Lagos State Judiciary. So all over Lagos, people don't realize we have so many family courts. We have 8 courts at the high court level.
Gosh.
And we have about 20 at the magistrate court level.
Whoa.
So the idea of the Lagos state government is that one person, either a judge or magistrate, cannot sit completely alone in adjudication over children's rights. So we have what we call assessors who form a panel. And these are people who are experienced and have knowledge of family matters and children. So it could be anything from a senior lawyer to somebody in social welfare, a child psychologist, or anything like that.
Well, do you know, it heartens me that we've got this set up, because with all the issues that are now, maybe it's social media, we're hearing more about it. People just don't know how much is in place to support children and families. Now, I know you're not going to tell us anything out of...
confidentiality is number one thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
But is there a lot to deal with, or is it few and far between? Are the cases few and far between?
No. We have a lot to deal with.
Oh, gosh.
You could have from 10 to 44 cases a day.
No.
But we sit usually once a week. Or
that's a lot.
That's a lot. And we do the whole gamut of things to do with children. Children are vulnerable. Anything from child abuse to just simple care orders of children in orphanages to whatever. But the child rights law of 2015, as amended, is what governs everything. Right. And that is the mantra. The best interest of the child is the primary consideration. So whatever you do, you always have to think about the best interest of a child. What is the best outcome for a child?
For that child.
And children are vulnerable.
So who brings these children to, how do the authorities even hear about the children in the first place?
Well, we have the governing ministry under Lagos State, which is the Ministry of Youth and Social Development.
Well, okay.
We have child helplines. They publish this.
Wow.
We have
Nigeria has a child helpline?
Yes, we have child
helplines. So who
helplines.
calls them?
People call them. They have them. They're there. I have them on my phone, and many people have them. But people seem to know more and more.
Yeah.
And sometimes they go to the police. I mean, the police is the first port of call. Neighbors will go and report cases, and the police know all these things. So the police are involved, the Ministry of Youth and Social Development, and just the common man can go there.
Right. So, I mean, we're hearing a lot about education and schools and child welfare and safeguarding and stuff. How, if a school doesn't call and the parents don't call, but people hear about something involving a child, who could intervene? Because I know abroad, like, they have this sort of whistleblower, people who, it's your duty to see what's in the best interest of this child, even if the parents say don't involve the police or whatever, you owe a duty to that child. Does that same thing hold here?
Not as much as we would like, because people don't realize that individuals, every citizen can report a case of child abuse.
Right.
I mean, from hawking, too much hawking, to any prostitution, to anything like that. You have a duty to come up and speak up, report to the police, or go to the Ministry of Youth and Social Development.
But does the system work?
Oh, the system works. I mean, Lagos State is a pioneer. No, our system works. I know that our system works.
Wow.
And we're right at the forefront. I don't want to say Lagos State is the best, but that's what I know about. And I know Lagos State is number one on child matters.
I mean, I know that schools that follow the British curriculum and accredited, like Banana Island School and all the other ones, they talk about the keeping children safe in education. Mm-hmm. Is there an equivalent in Lagos State?
There is not quite, but all schools would have what you'd call a lead person in charge of safeguarding. I mean, it's a best practice, and it's worldwide. So most
is there
schools would have
one
that.
thing, sort of like a document from the Lagos State that they have to? Because I read one not too long ago, about last week, and I just wondered if there's follow through.
Yes, under the child rights law, the right to education, et cetera, is repeated. There are many sections on education. And I know that there would be a relevant department in the Ministry of Youth and Social Development which would check this in schools. They do their rounds on every area. So education is number one as well.
It's heartening to know that the system works and that Lagos State... because you just don't, we always have such a bad view of government, they're not doing their work, Joe.
No, Lagos State is right on top of many matters.
What
so
about
I'm so happy with Lagos State?
Keeping a register of offenders, sexual offenders and stuff?
Yes, through the Ministry of Justice, I believe in the Lagos State and the ministry's relevant ministry, there is a collation of a register of sexual offenders. I know that in other states in Nigeria as well, there's a register of sexual offenders. But it's whether we...
joined up.
Whether we even check that.
It's
People
true.
are not so sensitized about that. There is a register of sexual offenders.
So where would I even go and check?
The Ministry of Justice, or the Ministry of Youth and Social
Because I
Development.
know
That's number one place.
I know that to hire, we check police report. And they do a fingerprint check. But, God knows if that actually filters all the way through. They do check all the registers when you do a fingerprint.
I guess if it's a teacher, local teacher, a Nigerian teacher, you would do that. Yeah. If it's a foreign teacher, you would go approach their various embassies. Yeah. And they will do that. And we've, in the family courts, have approached embassies for information about certain things. So I guess that would happen.
Yeah. But I don't know how you have the time for all of this. So. Now, Sade, all this one, look at me asking you technical questions as if that's just one tiny part of your life. Do you know that Sade also is a trustee of the Musical Society of Nigeria? How did you even get into that one?
No, I'm actually mainly the chairman of the marketing and fundraising committee.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, there must be something about me that I was a mere member of the committee before I was appointed chairperson. Yeah. But I like to kari, as they say in Yoruba. They say kari. It's not that I like to be here and there, but I didn't really realize till I was about 60 that I must have a calling to help, to give back. And if you summarize what I do everything, and I keep on doing it, is that there's some dynamite, pushing me, help here, help there. So in Muson...
Well, your mother has helped so many people.
Yes, my mother was a teacher, the headmistress of the University of Lagos Staff School. She attended the famous Moray College of Education, where J.K. Rowling also attended.
So hence your interest
in education,
and then you got into music
yes.
again.
Mommy was always giving back and teaching and helping the community. So,
And then, meanwhile, I went to CC Hub. CCA in
Yaba.
in Yaba. And guess who was a trustee then?
Yes.
How did you get involved with that? Because you've been really with them from the beginning.
From the beginning, in 2007, which is 15 years, the Center for Contemporary Art Lagos was set up by the renowned B.C. Silver,
Yes,
who was
of
a
course.
curator of visual arts, and she promoted contemporary African art. So I, as her lawyer, I've been the lawyer there for 15 years. We set up the foundation. And we do everything to do with contemporary African art. The building is there. We have a library. We have exhibitions. And
I mean, the profile of the CCA has just gone nuclear.
Yes.
I mean, even after Bissie's death, sad passing, you've really moved that place just up another level.
Yeah, we have very good trustees. We have Joke Silva, who's the chairperson.
Yes, she's
we
such
have
a star.
The famous El Anatswe.
Oh, wow.
Who's based in Tema, Ghana.
Yeah.
I saw him a few weeks ago. We went to his studio in Ghana. We have
Now, that's heartbreaking that he
Yes.
left Nigeria and moved to Ghana. That one I don't know.
No, but he is Ghanaian.
I know, but he's
but
been
he was
here for like
years
50,
and years.
60
Yes.
years.
We have Kainde Ileke, and we have, that's it. That's it, basically.
That's really fantastic. Well, I mean, where do you see CCA going next now?
It's already international.
Wow.
Sotheby's is interested in us.
They helped to raise some funds for CCA.
Yes, we did. We did some auction recently and raised funds for our building.
Because I remember Banana Island Living really promoted that on our
and since
site.
we are a charity, CCA is a charity, we must raise funds.
Yeah.
Since the Musical Society of Nigeria is a charity, we must raise funds.
And you're very good at that.
Well, I not deliberately. I just talk the talk and let everyone realize. Yes, I hope so. I hope so.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm not really letting everything out there, but do you know, Sade, not just CCA, not just Muson. Now tell me what you're doing with Cathedral Church of Christ. Don't go, Shekari.
That is Shekari. So I was baptized at the Cathedral Church of Christ, Marina. I saw my baptismal records recently.
Oh, my goodness.
We keep records there.
Yeah.
And I belong to a society called the Cathedral Ladies Armor Bearer.
The Pink Ladies.
The Pink Ladies,
The Pink
absolutely.
Ladies.
So I've been vice chairman, I've been chairman, and now I'm the immediate past chairman. So we're talking about a period of about 7 or 8 years.
Gosh, yeah.
Lots of hard work, but lots of fun and lots of love.
But Sade, all of these are like at the same time.
Yeah. Well.
And I know Sade is a touchdown mom. I mean, the years of following the children around and making sure they're okay. How do you do it?
I think it's important. I think with preparation, I tell myself, preparation. Anything you want to do, prepare for it. And so many times in the evenings, I have a list, to-do list, and I try to...
You're saying preparation. Me, I'm saying ubazi.
I call that preparation.
Preparation is the Yoruba way.
Yeah, preparation and also aiming for the moon.
Yeah.
Always aim for the moon.
And then if you
clutch some stars along
the way, it doesn't hurt,
that's okay.
does it?
But that culture of excellence, I love to try to be good.
I think it's time management as well. You know, because the road to hell is paved with good intentions or whatever they say. A lot of people mean well, but they don't actually deliver. What I want to see if I can steal from you is how do you arrange the day to do the law and do it well, do the Muson, do it well, do the CCA, do it well, do the Pink Ladies, do it well, be on the board of a school and do it well.
Yes, if everything you do is the culture of excellence, I tell myself, look, try your best. In all you do it as if you're doing an exam.
Yeah. Well, I tell you that it's funny. Don't say anything. Before we started this chat, she was writing away.
No, that's what I'm talking about. Preparation. preparation, whether you're doing a public presentation or you're doing an agreement or you're mixing ogi or custard, you must make sure there are no lumps there. Yes, you must make sure there are no lumps there. So I make sure I try my best. I don't always succeed.
You don't do it with lumps and then try and sleeve it later.
Yeah, no. It's got to be right. So I tell myself before I start, it's got to be right. Whatever you do, you try to do the best. And you look at the long picture. Yeah. I try to say, where will I be in advance? So people say I'm planning, it's strategic. But I don't know. These skills also, they're not formalized. They're just as a result of what life has thrown me.
Yeah.
Pain, hard work, and everything.
Yeah. But do you think of yourself as a positive person? Does anything get you down? Mm-hmm. Do you think?
Of course, from time to time, things have got me down.
What do you think gets you down?
Yes, I'm concerned.
What weighs on your mind at the moment?
Yes, concern about children from time to time over the period.
We're all down that road, like that. Yes.
And my country. Yeah. I'm very nationalistic. I love my country. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. Yes. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else, though, but I do have about 3 places I'd love to visit every year if I had a choice.
But you'd prefer
nowhere like Lagos, nowhere like Nigeria. And one of these places is Ekiti, because my great-grandmother was a princess of Ije, Roy Ekiti.
Have you been there?
Yes, I've been there. I was there 2 years ago, just before. It's a beauty of the place. The house was on the hills.
Wow.
The Christianity, the food was fresh, the birds were singing, and it was fantastic.
And you wouldn't even know you were in Nigeria.
And then the journey there, the countryside. If you talk about the British countryside, have you seen the Nigerian, the southwest countryside?
If we actually have security, those places will be so beautiful.
I can imagine a train journey there.
It's so cool.
So
the
beautiful.
trees lining the road.
Yes.
And the roads, it will be there. We'll get there eventually. So with all of this, what is on your bucket list?
Since I was young, I've always written stories. I've written poetry.
Out of all these things you're doing, you're still writing poetry.
I'm always writing, but I'm not a serial writer.
Yeah.
I write when there's a profound incident in my life, whether happy or sad, or whether there's an incident in the country. Then I write.
Is there something you've written?
Yes,
you wouldn't mind sharing with us?
Ooh. Well, I remember COVID. COVID, when we're in lockdown mode, I did something. at the end of COVID was NSARS. So the combination of NSARS and COVID was a bit much for me.
That trauma.
And I wrote something called
Please.
What Next?
You going to read it?
Okay.
Share it.
Yeah. Let me get it. It's called What Next? The months have rolled by in lockdown mode. Calendar shifts one to another, but it is still the same abode. Viral load weighs a U-turn, beating a retreat and effort. Bubbles in my cooking pot. No hocus pocus breaks the fort. Unknown narrative the rule. Colored uniforms in disarray. Young limbs and voices pitched. Bringing of pause to future display. Lagos lights up in acrid plume. Disappointment palpable. Aftermath assures dotted faces lined up. No one to join the dots, but pushing and shoving into fissures. Trudging on becomes the norm. Hope rises, but is hope restored? Merely muffling self-determination. The scales of risk, no doubt, insured.
And how were you feeling before you wrote that and after you wrote that?
I was feeling sad when I wrote it, but at the end of it, I was prayerful and hopeful that things would change. It was a sad moment for me, the whole COVID experience, the NSARS movement, and how we were a bit helpless.
How do you feel
uncertain.
Now? I'm
hopeful, and
you're still hopeful.
I'm hopeful. I'm definitely hopeful, and
are you optimistic?
and a bit optimistic, but
Wow.
it all depends on us. Everyone has a role to play in everything.
Have you got a PVC?
Of course, of course.
Okay,
I have
just
always,
checking.
I've
Just
always
checking.
had a
Just
PVC.
checking.
Every single registration, every single election, I have been there, right in front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I see you're somebody who you like to get engaged, you like to get involved, you like to give of your best. Do you think where we are now as a country, one is able to give of one's best? Do you feel you are able to give of your best now, not before, not but now, 2022?
Sometimes it's quite disheartening to note that however hard you work, whatever you do, sometimes corruption extinguishes development. Corruption is a serious matter. And that is not good. No matter what I do, sometimes I feel that with corruption, I can't do what I need to do. But we are about to go into another regime, and may the best man win. And we hope for the best.
We don't have any women.
Yes, we don't have any women, which is a pity, really. We should have more women.
Would you go in?
Politics, no, but
Ever?
But public service, any day, really. Not politics. We don't know. And the thing about me is that since I achieved the age of 40, I can't predict what I will feel the next moment. Up to 40, I used to almost wonder, why can't people pay their bills? Why don't they pay their electricity bills and all that? I started understanding that they can't pay it because they don't have the money. Not because they don't want to pay bills.
Well, some people.
And so, well, some people, of course, are like that. But I'm more understanding of human nature, of situations. And with all the will in the world, sometimes problems will happen.
Change,
There's nothing you can do. But what is important is you must give life your best shot and try your best to do whatever you can, whenever you can, and all the time.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, have you found yourself moving your moral goalposts along the way? I mean, like somebody said, when they first came to Nigeria after studying abroad, it was like, I will never give or offer bribes. That's just not me. Then I can never take, but I can give if I will have to give. If I have to give, I will give. Then it became, I can take in only special circumstances.
Yes.
And then it got to the stage of, let me get out of here before I start demanding bribe.
No, I don't believe in bribes. I don't believe in shifting that moral compass. I don't believe in a lack of integrity. I can give a gift if I feel someone's worked very hard. But you see, people
post the event,
I could give a gift, but I also have a bit of a stern demeanor, and I find that sometimes if you go to places and where they want to ask for money, they can't when they see my face. And I tell them, tell them, you need to work. This is your job. Do it.
Yeah, because if you do, I just find it difficult to think how people navigate, especially ministries and governance offices, to get things done without compromising one's moral goalposts.
We try our best, and it's good to cultivate relationships.
I think
and talk to people because the Nigerian is a very sunny, good character. It's always good to talk about it.
Yeah.
And you'll be surprised what you can achieve.
Just by being nice to people and having conversations.
Absolutely.
Yes, that's what I like. I think in spite of all the issues, the warmth of people here, and they're always ready to laugh. You know, even as they're demanding bribe.
Especially you. You're always laughing.
Yeah. Even when they're demanding bribe, they will say it in a funny way sometimes. They're never quite nasty about it.
Yes, the Nigerian nature is very sunny. Very sunny and very helpful and warm.
Right. Now, I was going to ask you a question, but I'm not going to bother because I know, I was going to say Sunday morning church or chill. I know you. Pink ladies are waiting for you.
I'm church, and I like to sit.
Are you high church or low church?
Well, both anyway. Right. I like to sit near the front as well, so that I can blot out what's going on behind me.
Right. So you have a pew.
Focus. I have our family used to have The Doherty pew used
So
to be
you're
there.
definitely high
but I
church.
but I don't sit on the pew. We don't have that much these days. But when I was young, where the Dohertys had their pew, I think the third or fourth at the Cathedral Church of Christ Marina, but nothing like that anymore.
But egalitarianism has come
absolutely.
in.
I tend to sit near the front so I can follow the music, follow the preacher, and focus and commune with my God. So there are no distractions.
Yeah.
I just look right ahead of me and try to focus during that church service.
So who do you admire the most? With all those different hats, and you've met so many interesting people. They don't have to be famous, but who do you really admire the most?
The person I admire most at the moment is the 44th president of the United States of America. I love Obama. I do.
I get it, but in a way, I still think...
No, let me tell you what. It's not because he was a black president.
No.
But he reminds me of a trapeze artist. I mean, it's spellbinding. You watch a trapeze artist, with awe. And what's he saying? Where's he going? You should have seen Congress and everything. You watch it. But, one little slip and the person comes crashing.
And he survived.
And so, he tried. And that's it about life.
Yeah.
We have warts and all. But he was admirable. His decisions, his language,
well,
and
his
so
purity
many
of intent and his delivery. I think for that. I was fascinated by Obama. I used to listen to all his speeches. He was just so intelligent. And intelligence is so sexy.
And the documentaries on Showmax, there are about 3 documentaries. I keep on revisiting them every time.
Wow.
Because you
listen to the speeches.
You learn from the speeches as well. And you see this is somebody who was prepared. So this preparation I'm talking about, preparation meets opportunity. And look at what happens.
But the one thing I'm still conflicted about was Libya. I still find that.
I know the war. I didn't want to go.
So depressing.
I didn't. But you see, that's the whole point. I said about trapeze artists. Sometimes these little things happen, and if you're in such a position, wars will happen. There are wars. Look at the war going on.
I guess, but they should. Anyway, let's
leave wars aside.
Yes. It's depressing, but
let's be pleasant.
Yeah, no, I get Obama, and he's so good looking.
He's gorgeous.
He's not bad.
He's gorgeous.
Yes,
he's still very gorgeous.
Yes. And you said you live in Nigeria if you had to choose one place. But next to Nigeria, where else would you like to live? If push came to shove and you had a choice.
Well, I like the Lake District in England. And I like that haunting,
it's the wettest place.
Yes, I know. But as a child, I visited on a school trip to the Lake District, and it's somewhere where I'd like to go again and again. I also like a place in Italy called Fiesole. Fiesole is on the hills, and you get there through Florence.
Right.
And apparently that's where Byron got inspired, in poetry.
Mad, bad, and dangerous to know.
Yes. And
Lord
also
Byron.
Recently I went to Kenya. I went to Almanara Resort on Diani Beach, which is the Indian Ocean. And it's just so beautiful. It's paradise on earth.
Ocean is just
and it was just so simple. Yeah. Fresh food wheeled in wheelbarrows in the morning. You could choose your fish, fresh fish, your lobster, your whatever it is. And it was very simple. We had a mosquito net in the hotel, the Almanara Resort. But it was so natural. Fresh fruit. The monkeys were on the trees. There was a profusion of flowers.
Out of these 3,
yes,
where would you like to pitch your tent?
All 3. I wouldn't choose one. I would. I always want more. Sade, I told you I always like more. So I would want all 3. Maybe not more than the 3. Yeah. And then of course the Ije Roikiti as well. I would like that. I would like a bit of Africa. The idea is a bit of Africa.
Kenya is Africa now.
Yes, a bit of Africa. A bit of the UK. A bit of Italy. Those are the nicest places I've been to. I've been to many places, but I've loved those the best.
Now, knowing what you know, you've got such inside knowledge. I went to Sade's house and the art was just stunning. And because she's got this connection to CCA, she had the curator curate her house art.
Yes, he mounted everything. He measured it.
Yes.
And he was telling me that one piece of art was speaking to the other piece of art.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes. Those 2 women with onigiri.
Yes.
And I just couldn't believe it. But that art collection is 35 years old.
Well, I was just going to say, if there was a fire, which one would you run out of the house with?
I'd take my Jacob Afolabi Oshobo art first.
So it was more valuable.
I'd take that first.
Yes.
Yes, I'd take that
but
first.
which contemporary artist now, not just Jacob Afolabi, if you were going to, if somebody gave you a limited budget, or they say, Madam, you've done so much work for CC, let me dash you one.
Yes, I'd go for a young artist called Jacob Raymond Wright. His name is Raymond Wright. And I just love his art. I mean, art to me is experiential.
What does he tend to
He's
do?
an impressionist artist with lots of lights and everything. He works with nylon bags as hair.
Yeah.
And so it's very often a mixed media print.
Okay.
And it just sends me. I mean, I love the art.
So it's print?
It's print. I mean, visual art.
Right, yeah.
Different things. There's different things. He does different things. So I have it in my bedroom. I have him in my living room. I have him in my lobby. And I
His
want to
price just went up about 10 times now. I can't afford him anymore.
He's youth.
Yeah.
Promoting the youth. He's in his 20s and he's doing his youth core. He's just finished his HND at one of the Southeastern University polytechnics.
Right.
But I like promoting young artists. And some of the collection is from street art. My children used to tell me, Dara and Bola, about that. Mommy, why are you talking to this street artist? No, Mommy, don't do that. He used to peddle his art. Yeah. And lots of what you see in my house is from this Paul.
Yeah.
This guy, he just called himself Paul, but his art is beautiful.
Yeah.
He was a street artist.
That's somebody who with a calling, because I see all these people saying, if you can't suffer for your art, then it's not coming from somewhere. Oh, that's the myth anyway. So, are you a morning person or a night owl?
Definitely a night owl.
I know.
Definitely a night owl.
Maybe a midnight call.
Now, the only person who'll be up at night is me or you. That's it. I'm up till midnight or 1 a.m. I just don't know.
Yeah, but you still wake up early too.
I wake up early, but not to 6 a.m. or 7 or 8. But I do. I'm a night person. And that's what I'm doing. I'm preparation. I'm always sort of writing something.
My best work is at night.
Yes, I'm a night person, definitely.
Okay. Now, if you were down to your last 100,000, what would you spend it on?
That's a funny one. 100,000. I would spend half of it. I'd give my children. I have 2 children, 2 boys. I'm not going to mention their names.
You've already done that earlier.
Yeah, I did that. Because they'll warn me, Mummy, stop talking about us. I'm very proud of my sons. They're so brilliant and so handsome and so gorgeous and loving. So I'd give them half of it.
Okay.
I'd make that a point of duty. I'll tell you, I'm giving you this to empower you and also for enlightened self-interest to look after me as well.
Later. Yes. You're paying it forward.
I'll pay it forward. And then definitely the other half, I would want to give it to the elderly. I'd like to establish a community center because very often we forget the elderly. And as I'm growing older, I would like to go to a community center where I can learn a language, where I can have my blood pressure taken, where I can eat, where I can take the grandchildren. Yeah. We don't have adults community centers, and they have them a lot. I remember when I visited Taiwan and when I visited America.
In England, all the yoga classes and things like that, you usually have the adult centers, community centers. That's where you go, and then they have coffee there and so on.
Yes. So we need more community centers. We need adults.
I think it's a function of the way things are changing here, because before the community was more cohesive, so there wasn't a need for it.
They lived with you. The older ones lived with you,
and even in the villages, they have their everybody was in the evenings. They would gather together. Now people are more dispersed. Their kids are not around.
That's true. So that's why there's this increasing need for adult community centers.
I know somebody who was going to do not a retirement home, but more instead of developing for young people and selling them, a community just for older people with a community hall and concierge service.
Absolutely.
To arrange medical, to arrange airports and things like that. But then he said, what if they don't pay? What are you going to do? You're going to throw these old people out?
Well, get someone to raise funds for that.
No, it's not that you don't have funds for it, but it has to be self-sustaining.
Yes, absolutely.
So if you have them and they're paying and you're keeping up the standards, somebody stops paying, you can't throw them out.
No, of course not. You
So
can't do that.
you have to. So that was what put her off that plan.
Yes, maybe government can come in here. We'll get somebody
anything
can
that
lobby.
government
I mean,
does.
so the lobbyists can work on that
Anything
and
that
do
government
something.
does is always suspect. I'm sorry.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
I'm a pro.
You're pro-government. I hope they're listening.
As
to
part of
all
my
you.
constituency.
Yes, corporate social responsibility. Okay, so what are you reading at the moment?
I read anything, but at the moment, I've just dropped a book called Son of the House by Cheluchi Onyemelukwe Onobia.
Okay.
And it was very interesting. I
What
read
was
it
it about?
It was about gender issues,
Okay.
concentrating on the east and side of Nigeria, gender issues. It was about class.
Okay.
It was about friendship. It was about resilience, between...
Where was it set?
In the East. In the East. It was set in the East. And I read it. There were so many themes running through it. But it was about the privileged and not so privileged. And friendships. I mean, women can forge very, very close friendships. I mean, I have a group of friends. We call ourselves Saturday Tea. And we support one another. And there's nothing like that. You can be very friendly with your...
Men have those in the friendships, sort of.
Yes, they do that. I mean, there's the old school network.
Yeah,
I do the old school network.
Yeah.
I do my church friends. But this Saturday Tea, your core friends where you can really share.
Non-competitive, it's more support.
More
and
support.
I wonder if that's more women thing than men.
Now, people say women don't help women, but I don't find that necessarily.
I don't find that
Yeah, so it depends.
The type of friends you choose.
So yes, you must choose
If
your
you
friends
yes,
well.
yes.
Absolutely.
It must be
Yes, absolutely.
your thing. So, I know you love music. What is your current favorite song?
Every morning in the bath or shower, I have to turn on, I'm on my phone, I turn on to Capable God by Judy K.
Never heard of that.
Oh, Capable God, oh.
Is it a Nigerian?
It's a Nigerian, Judy
wow.
K.
Judy
But
K.
she's Judy K. Judy, Judikay.
Okay.
But she says capable God, the Nigerian way. So it's such an inspiring song.
Yeah.
And when I listen to it in the morning, I get up and I go and I cast all my problems and issues onto God.
Oh, it's God.
And also ask for, it's a prayerful moment of meditation
Yeah.
and asking for guidance, because that's the first thing you must do. You need that inner calm. And when you listen to something inspiring, you follow it. It always helps me. It's like, for now, I mean, I change from time to time, but that's what I listen to. And I've listened to it for about 6 months, every morning.
Every morning? Wow.
I'm promoting Judy K.
Judy K, I never heard of her, but that's really good. And it gives you that peace in the morning.
It gives me absolute
and
peace.
ballast to start.
Absolutely. I need that ballast.
Right. So are you watching anything on Netflix? Or
Yeah,
television?
I don't.
Or movies?
Yeah, I'm not really a Netflix person, and I'm not
DST?
too much a movie person. I'm a news junkie, and you probably know that. I'm a news junkie.
Yes. Where do you get your news?
Channels News TV,
Okay.
Arise,
You used to do CNN quite a lot.
CNN,
Gone a bit funny.
Sky News. I do Sky News because my children are in the UK. I listen to Sky News to know what's going on. I remember one particular New Year's Eve when I listened to the Sky News review of the year, and I was alarmed that I knew every single thing that had happened. It was like once the newscaster started talking, I'll say, that happened. I knew everything.
Are you more engaged with what's happening over there than what is...
No, I'm Nigerian any day and Nigeria, but I'm interested in news. I love the news. I mean, people say they don't want to hear repeats, or they don't want to hear what's disaster going on. I feel it's important to be informed. I love to know what's going on. Having said that, I don't mind a documentary or two.
Yeah.
I love to know what's going on in other countries, whether in China. I find it fascinating. And then I like to listen to things like Fox News. Because it's like, goodness. It's alarming because I'm always aghast.
I just corrodes your mind.
You need to listen.
Bad for your psyche.
I know, but you need to listen to the other half. I mean, so that's preparation. You have a balanced view. You know what's going on. The regular media.
I can't stand BBC anymore, but they used to be really good. I don't like BBC anymore.
No, I still
listen to Radio 4 and Radio 4 Extra because 9 times out of 10, you're listening to a program, not news or what.
Yes.
I just don't like to feel that I'm being manipulated anymore. So I would listen to Al Jazeera and then BBC.
Yeah, I guess that's why I listen to everything. You
Yeah.
have a balanced
Even
perspective.
the Russian TV, I'd watch
Yes.
it, RT, and then watch.
Yes, I do a lot of news. So
CNN.
when I turn on my TV, it's very often to a news channel first.
Yeah.
And then when it's a bit too much, I might watch a documentary, but I'm not really or lifestyle. I love lifestyle. But I wouldn't watch a Food Network or anything like that, though I love to cook. But I wouldn't watch Food Network. I do a lifestyle because I love the nice things of life.
Yes, sort of.
Yes, I love the nice things of life.
But what do you think about? I mean, I know you're a news junkie. And you're not going to tell any tales out of school. What do you think about the current Nigerian political situation?
I think it's a bit of a let's wait and see thing.
Right.
I don't want to be too political. I'm hoping.
No.
I'm hoping
What
for
do
the
you
best. And
Are you
I'm
feeling energized?
I don't know about that. I don't know about that, but I'm just hopeful. You know, this sense of hope, hope rising. Let's see.
You feel it's rising?
Well, let's see what happens. We have no choice, really.
No, I'm just
we have no
wondering,
choice.
the rising is an interesting choice
Yes,
of word.
hope rising. I mean, that's all. I'm a complete optimist about
Right.
the future. You can't do anything about. You follow and you try to do the best of what you can and try to take what you can out of anything. If you listen to a church sermon, you take what you can out of it. You don't follow it blindly. If the politics too, you take and admire what you can out of it. You don't listen to it or adhere to it blindly. So I try to take the best I can out of life.
Yeah.
Whatever
do
throws
you
my
go
way.
on Twitter at all?
Not really.
No. I mean, for news, I find it quite interesting. But then, again, you have to discount half of what you read.
There's a lot of
or hear.
sensational news out
A lot of
there.
sensational.
And with the social media and the way people write and fake news. Fake news is a problem.
big.
Fake news is a
What
problem.
about the WhatsApp stupid fake messages?
Yes,
that
I
we
know. You
constantly
need to be
get?
very careful.
It
So,
drives me nuts.
and I don't like people sending me forwarding messages.
Yeah.
I mean, so when I do it occasionally, I remember Yabo was saying when I sent something to her, she said, "Sade, you forwarded a message." I do. If I think it's very relevant, I try to
And if it's the
forward.
truth.
Yes, what is relevant, but it's
Or
important
music
to
or something,
verify.
yeah.
It's important to verify news, and we shouldn't perpetuate fake news.
Especially at this point
It's
in
not very
time.
good. Fake news leads to problems.
Well, the reason why you said hope rising, and I was thinking, if you go on Twitter, there's a lot of excitement with the youth, and I don't know if we're whipping ourselves up into a frenzy, not necessarily for one candidate or the other, but I just see this, not so much enthusiasm, but there's excitement. Everybody say, "Oh, this is terrible, and this is terrible," but they're all energized. People are energized this time.
Yes.
And I think that's good to see.
No, it's good to see the youth coming up. I have nieces who are very energized.
Wow,
and because
fantastic.
our population, if you sort of go on the streets of Lagos, a very busy street, you see the amazing number of the youth.
Young
and
people.
dress well. They could very
Yes.
cosmopolitan, articulate and hopeful.
And their brain is 10 times sharper than those abroad.
So
I'm sorry.
we need to hand over the baton to the youth. The youth are strong. I mean, that's of anybody who's
Well, we're not
who's
gonna
coming
be-
in.
the way
Anybody
we're
who's
going,
coming in
they're
and
not
doesn't
handing anything to
No, no.
anybody.
Anybody
but they're
who-
going to wrest it from them. They're
Yes.
going to take
No,
it
no,
from
no.
them and knock them on
Anyone
the head
who's
with it.
coming in must recognize the dynamism of the youth
I
and the
don't think-
power of the youth and turn it to good account.
Yeah. So describe yourself in 3 words.
I want to borrow Seal from Seal's song.
Okay.
Kiss from a Rose.
Kiss from a rose.
I love that
Kiss
song.
from a rose.
I'm a woman of power.
Okay.
I'm a woman of pleasure.
So powerful.
And I'm a woman of pain. I've seen pain and pain. So power, pleasure, and pain. That's it.
So would you say you're powerful,
Yeah.
pleasure loving, and
I've seen pain. I've experienced pain in life. Power.
absent?
Powerful. Or there's a lot of power around me. I don't say I'm powerful, but there's a lot of power, energy
there's
into
energy
everything.
and you
I'm into
direct it.
everything
Yeah.
until my dying moments. I'm ready to give up my best. Until I can't walk, I can't talk, I can't move around, but I'm going to give life my
Well,
best
the pain
shot.
hasn't got you down.
No,
And
the
I
pain.
know you've got
The pain, but you don't let pain get you down.
Yeah.
That's part of living. It's those experiences which shape us. I mean, the pain, I wouldn't live another life with all the experiences I've had. I mean, since I was young, with my siblings. I'm not saying they did anything. They were very closely knit family, but we did share experiences.
Yeah.
So all my painful experiences in life, that's about learning. You learn and you get up, and that's
so
it.
if you had life to live again, would you remove the painful bits?
No,
and do it again?
Pain is all part of life. I mean, pain and suffering and the best things of life. And if you go through pain, a period of pain, and you come out with a blessing which money can't buy, I mean, there's nothing like that. So I've had the blessings which money can't buy.
I could do without the pain. If I could get the blessing without the pain, boy, I'm not a masochist.
Yes.
Why would I want to do that? Frankly, I can live very easily. Okay.
Yes.
Desert Island. Of all the things you've talked about, we've talked about the art and the music that you're listening to at the moment. If there's one thing you will not leave home without, what would it be?
My photographs of my children.
Oh.
That's what I do.
But you can always reproduce that.
Yes, photographs.
Yeah. Okay. So you're going to tell me a joke?
Jokes. I don't have any jokes in my repertoire.
We had this conversation.
I don't have. Look, I'm a very formal person.
We've been laughing. We laugh all the time. So
yes, I know. But if you made me a moderator or compere,
Yes.
I always tell people who want me to talk. They say you speak well, be a compere or moderator. I tell them I have no jokes, but I do have one, and it's a bit disgusting and it's a bit childish.
Sounds better.
Yes.
All the better. Now I'm excited.
Yes,
Okay,
I knew the joke when I was. During my A-level period in England, and I lived with my guardians, the Butcher family, and they had two children, Matthew and Justin, and they taught me this joke, and that's the only joke I have.
And it stayed with you.
It stayed with me, so it's disgusting. So
Yes.
there was this couple, old couple living next door, and there was this young boy who would come back from school every day and walk down into the garden, and they would hear him say, I gotcha, and now I'm going to eat ya. And they heard it for weeks on end. So they decided to get a stepladder across the fence to watch what the boy was doing. So they said to themselves, Mr. and Mrs., we're going to see what this boy gets. I gotcha. And now I'm going to eat you. Guess what he was doing?
What?
Picking his nose.
Ah, gross.
Well, that's you asked for it. That's the only joke I have. That's the only joke I have. I don't have any jokes.
It wasn't as. I thought it was going to be a smutty joke.
No, but that is a gotcha. It's also it's to do with children. I love children. Everything I do, I love children. I just love children. Anything children.
Sade is such good company. I bet this conversation is going to continue, and we're going to talk, and then together.
Yes, and laugh a bit
I hope
as well.
you haven't found it too painful.
No, it hasn't. It's been thoroughly enjoyable.
Thank you.
It's made me
to get you for
yes, I know. It's made me think and harness my thoughts, which is good. I realize now that, okay, there's something about communities giving back to society, and we should all do that.
Yeah,
we should all try to give life our best shot and help others. So,
what I've learned from our conversation is that no matter how busy you are, there's always space to help and make a difference where you are.
Yes, that's it. You've got the words. Yeah. Make a difference. Everyone in society must make a difference. Yeah. Just think, your epitaph, when you die, what will they say about you? I'm not doing it because I want people to praise me, but because that is what is best to do. That is what you ought to do.
I need to raise my game. I need to get out of my silo and try and make a difference. And I haven't got that much time pressure. I feel under pressure now.
No.
Well, thank you so much.
It's been my pleasure to come and talk.
Oh, thank you. And where do people get hold of you if they want to get in touch? Because you're an amazing lawyer. She's untangled my life so many times.
I'm a jack of all trades lawyer.
Well, you say that, but there's some things you're particularly good at. I know, like estates management,
property. I do lots. No joint venture development is the same. Property. Well, I'm on LinkedIn, and that's it.
Okay, you're not on social media.
No, not really. I don't like to social media.
So people can get in touch with you via LinkedIn.
Via LinkedIn.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, Sade.
And make sure you subscribe, and we'll talk to you again soon. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.